Hello everyone, this is Verde, and let's try it again today. Seems like RNG is a little bit mad at me today for some reason, but the game tried to make me go through in a row two runs of unarmed talentless. And now at least it has given me a weapon. Which is something. It is still giving me talentless, which is something. I will try to do knockback spear because I like that build a lot. I don't really know if I already did that on the channel. And if I did, well, allow me to repeat myself. I don't really know if I already did the knockback spear build. Spear is quite strong, as you can probably tell. Like, it has a very high initial attack speed of 120, which is a lot. It also has a very nice range. You can upgrade its range pretty fast too. Not as fast as a true sword, I suppose, or perhaps a grand axe or something. But honestly, it is not bad. I'm refraining from upgrading armor here, mostly because I don't think we need that yet. Spear is very nice. I can probably, with my current state of my build, go through probably the second boss a little bit further till. I wouldn't say it is impossible to beat the third boss with my current state, but well, we will be getting some upgrades eventually, right? Well, let's reroll. Let's see what we have here. I like Rogue a lot. It is more attack speed. I really don't need to change my size. Let's increase our range. My objective here is to have around I don't know, 500 range and a lot of attack speed and a lot of knockback. But I'll need something to deal with the big tanky enemies. That idea is to basically be very strong in general. Like, let's get more attack speed, even more attack speed. And I like knockback a little bit more than damage, generally. I would love to get some wind spear, but that would need RNG to help me, because it is the best weapon for my current build. Actually, I'm not even sure about that. I mean, the Viper is also very good, but I don't know. So let's get even more attack speed. This time a green one. Let's try to have a lot of attack speed with spear. I love that too. My attack speed already increases by a bit. It's not that high yet, but once I get... Actually, Berserk would be a little bit better for attack speed scaling, but Berserk has other problems. So, like not being able to increase armor, nor regen. Having zero base regen is also another big problem. That having zero base armor too. So Berserk is a class. It is a very interesting class. It It is an interesting class to get later on, I suppose. Once you already have some armor and some regen. Because otherwise, it is very complicated to make it work. But once it works, it is very strong. Not gonna lie. So, okay, very easy here. Armor, I guess. Some armor is nice. I will not be going for talentless here this time around. Even though I have talentless and I very much like getting magic mushroom with talentless. I'll probably not be getting that today. I suppose. Someday I will do magic mushroom, magic missile? Magic cap, magic missile is the name of it. More range or more knockback? More range. Sadly, the range increments in increments of 7.5, which isn't a lot. But it is just a little bit worse than the sword. And the true sword, I mean. And the true sword is very, very good in terms of range increments. So I can't complain that much. I mean, I am perfectly able to complain, but but I won't complain. I'm guess that's the right terms for it. So everything seems to be dying very quickly, especially when I do have the double damage. Range or attack speed. Let's get more range. I think the range is a little bit stronger. I suppose. Let's see. Mostly because I'm slightly worried about enemies outside of my attack range. I don't like enemies outside of my attack range, but since I have a very high knockback, not that high, but somewhat high, enemies will often be outside of my attack range, just because I've put them there. Whoa, purple attack speed, I like that. So I guess I'll be attacking a lot quicker now? Yeah, that is the case. I like knockback a lot because even though it doesn't kill my enemy right off, it puts them in a position that they are a little bit less of a threat to me. Unless they are snipers. But snipers are very non-tanky, they are very squishy. So, and once I have enough range, even snipers will be in a position of a bad position once I knock them outside of my attack range. Therefore, like all of these enemies, they cannot attack me outside of my attack range. So by staying here, like so, if I had enough attack speed, I mean, it would be enough for me not to take damage, you know. That is very... Even if my damage wasn't enough to actually kill them, you know. However, that is one of the reasons why knockback spear is something I would certainly be a weapon of choice in 2x difficulty, I suppose. So, what do we have here? We have Vampirism. I'll get Vampirism. I will not get Shovel. I will not get Shovel. I could get attack speed here, Yeah, I will. So, I believe I'm safe here with that much attack speed. No, not actually, not quite. But I'm almost safe. Like, I'm very much safe, but I will have to move a little bit, which is something. Let's also... I don't like upgrading width on my spear for some reasons, actually. First of all, is that it contaminates the pool with the Viper, the legendary pool with the Viper, and I'm not going for Viper this time around. Perhaps some other time, because I believe that in order to benefit the most out of the Viper, you should have not that much of an attack range as I currently have. Oh, I want that speed upgrade. Thank you. Those speed upgrades, they aren't much, but they add up, you know. By the way, as I am recording this video, my first video on this series just hit 100 views, which is nice. I didn't expect that many views, to be honest. I know you'll probably see other YouTubers that probably have way too many and way more views than I do. But for me, those 100 views really are really nice, you know. I'm quite happy with them because it is not often that I get a video with over 100 views. Like, most of my videos reach way less than that. So, that's something. And yeah, I don't need regen anymore since I have lifesteal. Let's get more knockback. One thing that's bad about the knockback build is that the damage you deal by knocking enemies against the wall, you can't lifesteal out of that. But honestly, most of my damage is just damage, is not knockback damage. It is the only damage in the game that you can deal and not lifesteal. So, yeah, that is something to keep in mind. This wave. Thankfully, I am equipped to deal with this wave by having a lot of knockback. And that is how I equip myself to deal with you little enemies. Let's grab that level up over there. Most enemies cannot hit me, so I don't worry about them. I don't have much damage, I just have base damage. I just have been grabbing every level up I can. But that's enough, really. I don't need more charges on my dash. And I would like more knockback by this point. 150 range is not enough to outrange those guys. But at the same time, I cannot keep my range clear most of the time with the amount of lifesteal that I currently have. So yeah, there is a positive point on having more range because I can hit enemies behind the enemies I'm hitting currently. But I think I would prefer to have more knockback right now. 150 is a nice number. And I need, like, to outrange those guys, I need about 10 boosts right now. That would increase my range to 225. And that would be enough, perhaps even less still. I could outrange them with 8 boosts. But then I would barely outrange them, which is not that useful. Like, they would probably still be able to hit me. So, I don't know. I would love having the wind spear, wind lance. I don't know the name of it, but it has double the amount of knockback that the regular spear has. You know, when I started playing this game, I used to not like. No, used to really not like knockback because it made stuff unpredictable. I do not know if I already told you guys about that. There is a very strange thing here because I don't upload every run. I know some of you would probably want me to upload every run, but I'm not consistent enough in the game so that every run even lasts more than 5 minutes. Probably more than 5 minutes, but not every run lasts more than 10 minutes, for instance. 20 minutes. So I don't feel really like uploading those. Because they are often very... how can I say it? They are often very boring. Because the runs that I usually die are the ones that I have the least damage. You know? So I spend a lot of time grinding enemies. And by grinding enemies, I just mean hitting enemies over and over again with a weak spell or perhaps a weak weapon, you know. Or, yeah, those kinds of things. So anyway, I don't upload every run, but I comment on every run because I comment the runs as I play them, right? And that's a reason over there why I usually die these runs, because I'm not... Anyway. I comment every run because I'm commenting as I'm playing, right? Right. That creates an issue, I suppose. Because I made a lot of commentary on stuff that really doesn't... makes a lot of commentary that really does not go live, is what I'm trying to say. And then I usually forget what commentary went live and what commentary didn't, you know? Which... yeah. Which is something. I'll probably go back to playing... go back to playing Vintage Story as soon as it... I forgot the word, updates. Because I've been waiting for that update for a long time. So, I don't know, would you guys be interested in some Vintage Story gameplay? I have no idea. Guess I gotta figure that out. I don't know. So let's get more range. The game is very much different than this one. And I know YouTube doesn't really like me doing what I do with my YouTube channel, which is everything. You know, I go from, I don't know, Roll of X to Vintage to Minecraft to Boosted Survivors, then, you know, I don't have really a fame. And I know YouTube doesn't really like that. It prefers thematic channels, so it knows who to recommend them to. But honestly, I'm just go with it, you know. Perhaps that's the reason why 100 views is a lot for me, right? I don't follow the algorithm. Or perhaps because my videos are bad. There's that too. I hope I managed to get a little bit of better quality for the videos right now. And honestly, playing this thing, recording this thing, is a lot simpler than recording Minecraft, for instance. Because Minecraft is so big of a niche in the term of everyone plays Minecraft. everyone and their dog plays Minecraft nowadays, that in order for my video to get any views whatsoever, I kinda need to make it edited and stuff, you know? It takes about 8 hours of gameplay for me to make a single video, a single 20 minutes video, I suppose. And yeah, there's that. There's also the issue that I usually play modded Minecraft. Because, well, let's get more range. I don't care that much about life steal percentage. I wonder what happens if I have negative life steal. Can I kill myself by hitting my enemies? I wouldn't be surprised because negative region works, you know? One day I'll test that thing. There are some things in this game, like the Revenant class, that I didn't even get to play it because you need to do some weird stuff, and the Revenant isn't really. Honestly, I haven't checked about the class. Perhaps it is very good, and I just never got it to work, I suppose. I don't know which things it boosts, you know. Would love to know which things it boosts so I can abuse them more decently. But yeah, let's get more life steal. This build looks like it is going to fall off so hard so soon, you know, because it's already starting to get complicated to kill most of my enemies. But I don't know. What do I know? Perhaps I just get stronger from here. Right? We should not lose hope. Yeah, more attack speed. Nor attack speed. We should not lose attack speed. Thing is, with enough attack speed, we can hit enemies twice before they are knocked back. And that increases my knockback pretty much a lot. This is a very questionable build, but I love it. I do not know how I dodged that. Good thing I have reduced size, I suppose. I am bite-sized. Oh, there is an enemy over there. Hello. Let's get more knockback. The thing is, I have very much a problem right now with more knockback because I'm having some enemies that are immune to knockback, as you've probably seen, and I cannot do much against them. I do not know how I dodged that. Again. Yeah, let's increase the knockback even further. So I can basically instantly kill those little elephant guys. Just because of my knockback. And those purple fire guys are having a very hard time dealing with me. Very hard time indeed. I heard that in a version prior to the release of this game, those elephant guys were impossible to kill in anything other than a one-shot because of how their region worked. Which was funny, coming to think of it. Perhaps their region is still multiplied in higher difficulties. I don't really know. I get range just because it's green. Very funny. It's very funny to remove my enemies from my nearby my vicinity. Yeah, I could not dodge that. But it's fine. I have so much life steal right now that it doesn't really matter at this point. I just need to not get one shot, which is very much a possibility. Let's try to make knockback lance, knockback spear work till the end of the game. The slugger will not be able to do much against me, I think. Because, well, I have so much knockback. And the slugger is a melee boss that's fairly susceptible to knockback. And I don't even know if it is still alive. I haven't paid that much attention. I don't think so. Yeah. I think it died one way or another. You know what I think this game lacks? I think this game lacks some sort of one-shot protection. Like Risk of Rain does. So Assassin means more attack speed. So let's grab... I have a lot of attack speed right now. Oh, snipers, hello. Yeah, I need something to deal with those pillar men. Perhaps acid, perhaps fire. Some kind of a chemical weapon, I suppose. Or thermal weapon. Lightning is overkill. But I need something to deal with them. They are taking too long to die. They are still dying pretty quickly. I had builds that had more trouble dealing with them, especially storm builds. I still haven't made a storm build on the channel yet, I suppose. Because the storm build can very quickly kill everything on the screen, except those guys, which then it cannot kill at all. You know, it is very funny. Let's see, what do we have here? Yeah, sure, let's get even more lifesteal. We are now a small black dot with a lot of attack speed and lifesteal. Small black dot too angry to die. Funny, nonetheless. So, let's see what we have here. Yeah, very easy to survive, but it's slow nonetheless, you know. It isn't really that fast. What about budding? Budding, you haven't shown up yet. I would like you to. Yeah, I'm very slow at killing my enemies. This might be an issue. Perhaps I need more knockback. This wave... Is it just me, or was this wave a little bit longer than usual? Perhaps I need more knockback. So I can kill enemies a little bit more efficiently by knocking them back against the walls. Or perhaps by shouting at the wall. Let's see, there is an extra boost over there, but I had to face some trouble in order to acquire it, but I did in the end. The thing is, every boost I've spent on knockback could be doubled if I have gotten the wind spear a little bit earlier, because wind spear scales twice as fast in knockback. And there's other things too, like killing projectiles. I don't really care that much about damage, and nor life steal at this point, so let's increase my range. And my range is a little bit rangy. Now that I got 200 range, I can probably outrange those guys, yes. But I still don't have enough attack speed in order to properly banish them from my radius. With enough range, there is no amount of attack speed that can properly keep your circle together, you know? You need something else. And honestly, this is nice. This run is very chill, if I would say so myself. I'm not in danger most of the time. I do not have to worry about many enemies. You know, I have enough damage in order to kill the pillars, even though I'm doing a knockback build. For now, at least. Probably won't have enough damage forever in order to kill the pillars somewhat fast. Most of my enemies fly away when they can't come close to me, which is funny. I don't get to do much, which is what I'm trying to say. But sadly, it does take a long time in order for them to die, which I would probably prefer it for being different. I would prefer if my enemy dies a little bit faster. Not gonna lie to you. Their current rate of dying is a little bit lacking. They could be dying a lot more quickly. Perhaps I need some elemental damage in order to make that happen. The thing is, there are very few weapons in the game which their base damage is enough to properly kill the enemies fast enough, you know? Like, it is very hard to... There are some weapons that are able to clear the entire map in one hit with just their base damage. Probably not base weapons, though. Yeah, base weapons probably not. But many upgraded weapons do. Like, I don't know, Hollow Sword, I don't know, Skull Hammer, what else? Probably the Axe, the Grand Axe. But anyway, more knockback. More knockback. I have 20 knockback already, which is a lot. It is enough to send enemies flying quite far away. To be fair, yes. I would love if the 2x thing meant double the enemies, not double their stats. But I would prefer that a lot, actually. The thing that I don't really like about higher difficulties is that they take effect instantly. If I would change something about them, I would make it so that they start at the same power level, and then their HP would scale linearly between the original HP and the upgraded HP until, I don't know, Perhaps even until the last boss, you know, I don't know. So the 2x would mean that the last boss would have twice the health, but the first enemy has still the same amount of health. That is because, well, you're not playing the game until you get some boosts, right? Also, how much does this guy's speed increase? 20? This guy's a speed demon. It gets the assassin. I didn't know how that the assassin got so fast. Let's see. I have 160 here. If I take this thing, I got 180. Whoa, that's a lot of increased stuff. Speed. I should probably refrain from picking more of them because over 200 speed is a little bit dangerous. What is the boss though? I suppose I've thrown them onto some over some bog. I suppose with this amount of knockback, that just happens, right? So what do we have here? Wind Spear, which I'm taking immediately without even questioning, and now 31 knockback. My knockback just increases by 50%. And now I can kill projectiles, which is very strong. Because, well, remember that I'm striking most enemies that can attack me. That means... Oh yeah, my range increases also a little bit faster now that I got Wind Spear. Sadly, I can no longer increase width. That's fine. I can live with that. What did damage me? I suppose a tank. Again? Yeah, there are only tanks in this map. So I guess they are the ones which are damaging me. Let's increase the range a little bit further. Show 10. Need more attack speed though. I don't know. Wow. I might be in danger here, but I'm not sure. Still, I have lots and lots of knockback. So in a sense, enemies can't quite... Perhaps I need more armor. I don't know. Thing is, here is a good position to be, because most enemies come from the same direction. Oh, hello, pudding. How are you, guy? How are you doing, pudding? Sadly, pudding cannot be knocked back, so I need to figure out something else to do with him. Yeah, I still have a lot of... I need to refrain from taking those, and I do what? I go there and I take those. Oh, well, some stun isn't that bad of an idea. Let me take the level up, thank you. That way, the enemies that are knocked away will be removed from my vicinity for a little bit longer. I will not be taking that speed up unless I have to, video game. You cannot make me. And if I knock enemies back into the bog, they will be taking bog damage a little bit longer. I like the stun thing. Let's knock them back a little bit further. And there is another cool thing too, which is if I stun an enemy, if I knock an enemy back into me by bouncing them against a wall, they will be most likely stunned. Therefore, I won't be needing to... I won't be taking damage from them, is what I meant. With this attack speed, I have something akin of a laser. Not a very strong laser yet, but we'll get there. Great, let's increase the knockback. I know, a little bit of overkill. Never killed anyone. Let's see. My enemies are knocked pretty far, and then they become stunned by that position. Which is nice. I would like to increase my stun. I did pick another speed up, didn't I? My stun duration a little bit. So that my enemies stay outside of my field of view a little bit longer. I like that my enemies don't really fire at me. And since I'm small, I can just, well, not be there. I wonder what happens if I get negative size. I almost despawned the enemies. They have to come back to me once they finish doing their stuff. Let's increase the stun duration. Let's be real bad about that. Let's be real minis. In that sense. Yeah, let's knock them very far away and then have them wait a lot once they are able to come back. Yeah, that will be fun. I don't know really if Crown of Swords makes it so that since my weapon damages projectiles, I do not know if Crown of Swords will damage the projectile. You know. Excuse me. Can you... Where is your twin? Oh, I probably know what happened to them. Well, sorry about that. I don't think the oyster will be that much of an issue too. I need more armor though. Let's get Crown of Swords just for me to test something. And let's further increase the range, I suppose. Yeah, Crown of Swords will not deal damage to the incoming projectiles. That would be a little bit too overpowered for my tastes. Let's take those things. However, I don't know really, because the Crown of Swords in that scenario, it still stuns enemies, which is very strong. I'm not gonna lie to you. I got another speed up, didn't I? I'm already at 240. This is problematic. Oh, I can increase its radius. I won't be getting this damage though. It doesn't really do anything. Mint pudding. There we go. It probably won't be able to do anything against me. Mostly because I have a stunning Crown of Swords. Or perhaps it will, I don't know. I don't really know if mint pudding will be able to do anything. I will not be picking up that speed upgrade. That's just a bad idea. Let's murder some enemies real quick. These waves are taking forever. Oh! You are still alive, mint pudding. I didn't know that. Would like more attack speed. Stun duration would be just stupid, I suppose. Where's attack speed? Yes. Let's remove a stun chance. Even if it would be working, I have enough hits that most enemies would probably get stunned very quickly. But that thing doesn't work anyway. Which is good and bad. I don't like there are some KVs that don't work within the game. You know? It is a little bit bad in that scenario, but honestly, I don't know if stun is too overpowered in this given state right now. You know. Perhaps it is. Perhaps it is overpowered. I really don't know. Like, either make it work or delete it. It would be my opinion on that. Either one is fine, really. And making it work, it wouldn't nerf a lot of stuff. But at the same time, does it really matter? This game is not supposed to be balanced. It is very beautiful, the arcs I make by moving around quickly while striking the same enemy, I mean. Because most of the time I'm not striking the same enemies. One thing I gotta remember though, I cannot take a single hit in the last fight. Which is a very different situation that I've got myself here in. Perhaps I should take a little bit more armor, just so that I'm not deleted in the last fight by a single one of those big sphere fellas. I've had a run which had about 20 armor-ish, and 1000 health, and one single of those spheres were enough to, in the last round, to deal about 1700-ish damage, and I died. Because I was basically only considering the possibility of dying to the last boss. I did not know that every other creature in the map would be heavily buffed in the last wave. I guess it is one of those things that you'll learn with as you play, right? So yeah. Very interesting. I somewhat don't like how they handle lightning in this game, because lightning feels more like an explosion and less like lightning. You know, usually lightning has properties like chain reactions or bouncing around, you know. And there aren't really any bouncing around mechanics in this game. Which is sad. I would like to have, I don't know, projectile bounce. You know. Having some projectiles bounce around, that would be cool. It is a mechanic that I miss from this game. Perhaps in Boosted Survivors 2, if Balmy ever gets to make it. we can see some bounce mechanics. Because, well, this game was born from something called Dota Chill Boosted, which was a custom game of Dota. I believe most of you guys know about this, right? But for the one person that doesn't, well, it is a Dota 2 custom game where basically you play Dota 2, but everyone has these boosts every once in a while. And it was a very cool Dota 2 custom game, by the way. It is a very cool Dota 2 custom game. It still happens. It is still strong. It is still my favorite, probably. Anyway, and there, boosting stuff related to bounces was always very nice. Like having your thing bounce across the entire map was something always pretty funny to watch, you know. And sadly, it doesn't happen in this game, having a thing that bounces around the entire map. Perhaps a magical missile upgrade that makes it bounce. You know, that would be cool. I don't know. I really don't know. This game has a lot of stuff. And it's fine. It doesn't have to have infinite content, you know. But I just remember that I used to love boosting Witch Doctor's Q for it to have tons of bounces and tons of bounce ranges. And tons of bounce range. Or perhaps Dazzle's Q. I don't remember if actually Shadow Weave it was E, not Q. So Dazzle's Shadow Weave was also very fun to upgrade because it meant that you could auto attack very many enemies. Anyway, those kinds of things, you know. I kinda miss having some bounce mechanic. There is a split mechanic, which is nice, but it doesn't target your enemy, you know. I would like, I don't know, projectiles to bounce off your enemies, perhaps aimlessly, perhaps not aimlessly, you know. Those kinds of things. I don't know. I always implement those kinds of things into my games. So yeah, there's that. Perhaps I am the one who is a little bit too fond of the bounce mechanics. Perhaps I am the outlier here. And other people don't like bounce mechanics that much. But I was playing Hades today. And yeah, recently Hades released the Olympic thing. Basically an update. A major update. Hades 2 released. And in that update, I found some other mechanics like that. Bounce mechanics, you know? Some new bounce mechanics. And then I remembered, well, why don't I find those in Boosted? You know? And honestly, I really believe, that the decision to not implement anything bounce related was just because it was outside of the microscope that this game has. You know? Something that I often struggle with in terms of making video games is with scope. I believe everyone struggles with scope a little bit, you know. Like you put too much things into your game, and now it takes 3 times as long as you expected to, because as you are implementing stuff, you keep thinking of stuff. You cannot turn off your brain, right? So while you are implementing stuff, you'll come and consider, but that could be better if I had that thing. And you go there and you implement that other thing, and you keep going and keep going and keep going. The years pass by, you are still working on that project, and now it is way bigger than it once wanted it to be, you know? Or perhaps you had a scope problem from the get-go, you know? You just started a project that, well, you didn't even consider how much time that everything you had to in mind needed to implement, you know? I work with a team while I'm making my video games, and often I need to say no to other people's idea, and that's not because their ideas are bad, you know. That's one thing that frustrates me a lot, is that someone has a very cool idea, an idea that, whoa, I would love to have that into the game. However, we need to make it work in time, you know? That's something that frustrates me a little bit. Not only my ideas, because honestly, let's be real for a second here. My ideas are usually pretty shit, okay? I'm not the one with the brightest ideas, I just go through with them. And sometimes people have wonderful ideas, and we get into a very weird state where, well, we could do that, but that would certainly change the scope of the game a lot. And now what we do? We change the scope? We ignore the idea? We work with just everything we had planned from the get-go? It is a possibility. I don't like that possibility, but it is. We could just make a plan and follow the plan all the way through, from the beginning to the end. But is that something that I want? Wouldn't it be better to implement the good idea? You know? It is always a tough decision. Even if the idea is very good from the beginning, you know? Like, oh, okay, we should have considered that. And then... yeah, and then there is a change in scope. And then one change becomes 2 changes, 3 and 4 and 20. And eventually the game is overblown. It takes too long to make. It is too expensive to make. I say expensive. There we go. I just died in a single hit. But let me conclude that thought I had. When I say expensive, I don't mean like, oh, it costs more money. It just costs us more time, which effectively is more money. Because, well, we could be using that time to produce other things. But anyway, as I told you guys, I would probably get to the last wave and die instantly to something. And my prediction was right that time. So I guess that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and don't forget to leave a like if you do, to subscribe to the channel. That actually is very useful. Oh, I just had another video hitting 100 views. Nice. Anyway, I see you guys next time, I hope.